What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ty, and today in this video, I'm going to be talking about why I am not excited for the future of the MCU. I hope you are all enjoying your Thanksgiving, your Black Friday, your holiday weekend, for those of you that are in America, and if you're not in America, unfortunately, you're missing out. But with that being said, this is actually a companion video. This is part 2. I released the first part the other day about why I am excited about the future of the MCU, but today I'm just talking about the negative stuff, and quite honestly, I have definitely a lot more to say in this video. So yeah, I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get right into things here. Before I get started here, comment down below. Are you excited about the future of the MCU? Are you not excited? Let me know. I'm going to reply to everybody. The first reason that I want to get into here is pretty much the most obvious one, that being that the quality of these projects on an individual level has just not been the same as what we were getting from phases 1 to 3. Feels like they're missing at such a higher rate. And don't get me wrong, there's been misses in phase 1, 2, and 3. And also, don't get me wrong, there still are some hits. Loki Season 2 was just amazing. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was incredible. But I just feel like every other project or more, we're just getting bad projects. And that's for a number of reasons. I can make a whole separate video on why just the quality of these projects is getting worse. But at the end of the day, it just feels like they keep digging themselves holes with what's going on. If we look into the future, yeah, we only have one MCU movie coming out next year, Deadpool 3. Hopefully that movie isn't a mess. It just seems like they're doing a lot with it. But moving on from that, Captain America 4, they're doing like 3 or 4 months of reshoots for that movie because they have to change things around, and it got really bad early screenings. Some of the other movies, like Blade, it's been known that movie's been a mess. They went through multiple writers, multiple directors, and yeah, apparently now it's on track, but who knows? Fantastic Four, we still don't have our cast. That's pretty crazy to me. And then also the Thunderbolts, that's been pushed back. We don't really know what they're trying to set up. Don't even get me started with Kang Dynasty. I'm going to get into that in a second with Kang, but I just can't believe the way that these Avengers movies are just not setting up for, what we'd hoped they'd be. Reason number 2 I just alluded to, that being the whole Kang situation. It seems like after what's been going on with the actor that plays Kang, Jonathan Majors, and his legal situation that hasn't been resolved yet, whether he's guilty or not guilty, and also just the fact that Ant-Man 3 did poorly at the box office, it just feels like Marvel is trying to change their trajectory and we don't know where they're going. Avengers 5 is literally called Kang Dynasty. I know they could just change the name if they really wanted to, but it's just embarrassing that it's clear that's who is going to be their big bad, and it looks like they're just trying to switch things up. With the ending of season 2 of Loki, I've got to say, it looks like they kind of left their options open, and I give them credit for that because they could either go the one way where Kang was basically set free and now, his variants can do whatever they want, or Loki stopped He Who Remains, and now he's the one in control. They kind of left it open that they could kind of connive their way to do whatever they want, and in a way, I salute them for that again, but at the same time, it just feels like they really are not set up here. Reason number 3. This is something that honestly I never see anyone talking about, but on a personal level, just talking about my opinion, this is arguably my biggest problem with Marvel right now. Too many characters. In my opinion, there are too many characters in the MCU right now. I know that people are always saying that sort of with like, oh, why are we making this project and this project? But besides the projects, it just feels like we continue to keep introducing more characters, more side characters that we just don't need, where their arcs are set up, and that means that you have to follow through on things. At the end of Eternals, we introduced Harry Styles for no reason. Now we have to follow up on that. In Thor 4, we set up Hercules. Now we have to follow up on that. The end of the Marvels, we set up Binary and Beast. Have to follow up on that. There are so many characters in the MCU. They're too afraid to kill characters, like in Ant-Man 3 when they didn't kill Ant-Man or the Wasp or Hank Pym with Kang, which in my opinion was a stupid decision. In any of these movies, it just feels like they A, don't kill anybody, and B, they're introducing too many characters. People's arcs aren't ending properly, and on top of that, they're just introducing too many people, so it's not like you're really keeping an even balance here. I know that earlier in the MCU, it's not like they were killing people left and right, but they didn't introduce nearly as many new characters. The series, like the Wonder Man series that's coming out, that's a series where I'm like, guys, do we really need to be doing that? The Ironheart series, do we really need to introduce Ironheart? Reason number 4 pretty much ties into reason number 3, that being that there is just pretty much no connective tissue in the MCU anymore. I feel like if phase 4, I don't want to say phase 5 because it's not over yet, but if phase 4 is a little bit more connected and maybe at the end there was some type of moderate team-up movie where maybe just a couple people from phase Phase 4, some older characters just teamed up, got together to, fight some big bad. That would have kind of helped connect things, and there was clearly a path or a direction. But as of right now, it just feels like everyone's doing their own thing. It feels like they were legitimately, and I mean, I'm taking a guess here, and you guys can call me crazy, but just think about it. There's like 45 different storylines that they need to pick up on right now for either different projects, different characters, different future characters that they didn't even introduce yet. Sorry, I stuttered there a little bit. But it just feels like we don't know what's going on and nothing's connected anymore. Yeah, we get to see little cameos and stuff, but that isn't like a team up. I think a great example of this would be like Captain America and the Winter Soldier, where that's a very Captain America driven movie, but Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow has a huge role in it, and she's great. It makes the world feel more connected. Also, Nick Fury has his part in there. I guess that's like what the Marvels was trying to do. The only difference is they had one side character from an MCU TV show and a character from an MCU TV show teaming up with Captain Marvel, who's already not really that liked as a character. I'm not talking about Brie Larson. And I just feel like that's just not the same thing. Oh, it's just frustrating overall, and I want to see some connection and cohesion. Reason number 5. This point kind of ties into, again, reasons 3 and 4 in a different way, because the MCU, for the most part, kind of has like the same issue. There's just no direction. I'm looking at the future of the MCU from right now, November 17th, 2023. We have Echo, who's kind of going to introduce, more street level stuff. That's pretty cool. Then we have Deadpool 3, and I'm just like, where are we going with this? Deadpool isn't even in the MCU. And don't get me wrong, it's cool. I'm excited. And I know that they're going to probably explain it in the movie or whatever, like where we're going with this. But we're just introducing more multiverse stuff, more characters probably, which I just said is a problem, as it is. And on top of that, from there, we have Captain America 4, Fantastic Four, Blade, the Thunderbolts. How are any of those gonna connect? Maybe Captain America 4, God, I can't say anything for my life, will connect to the Thunderbolts, but then I look at Blade and I look at, like, Fantastic Four, and I'm just like, how are these going to connect? Are they going to set up the Avengers movies? I have no idea. Reason number 6, kind of just another frustration, not really a big deal. We do not have an anchor in the MCU. At first, it kind of looked like our anchor was going to be Doctor Strange, but as of right now, there's no face of the franchise. There's no Iron Man, Captain America, Thor. That trio right there, even obviously, I guess Iron Man's like the number 1 guy, but all 3 of those people were like the main faces of the MCU. As of right now, again, going back a little bit, there are just so many characters that we don't know who our Avengers even are. That's another issue I could even say, is that we don't even have like a group here. I'm not saying that we need an Avengers movie and that they need to rush into it, but if we could kind of see people maybe hanging out, maybe talking to each other, they're like, hey, I need your help, and then they come into their movie. That would be really cool to see. I just don't know who our Avengers are, where everyone's kind of story's going here, and I don't know why they keep making more projects, because again, we don't have that main face that we're seeing every 2 years, every year even. I mean, Iron Man, I saw like this video basically saying that he was in practically, I might not be 100% right with what I'm saying here, but he was in like every single year from like 2010 all the way up to Endgame in 2019. He was in a project every single year, maybe with like skipping 1 or 2 years, even if it wasn't his own. We need to see somebody like that. Doctor Strange just disappears now, and we don't see him anywhere. We don't see this character anywhere. We don't see this character anywhere. Where's Shang-Chi? Where are all these people? We just don't know. The next reason, and honestly, I lost count on how many reasons we're even at right now, the fact that they're still producing way too much content. I understand. I'll give them a big round of applause that they're taking a break next year. They're releasing Echo. They're releasing Deadpool 3. I'm not sure what else they're releasing. It kind of slipped my mind, but in 2025, they're releasing 4 movies. Really? You're slowing down? Kevin Feige was like, yeah, we're aware. We want to try to change our like business model and how we're approaching this. They're releasing 4 movies, and that's not even including the shows that are guaranteed to be dropping in 2025. I don't know what they're going to be yet, but still. 4 movies? Then who knows what's going to be in 2026 at this point. It's just like a non-stop pumping out content so that we can make money and so that people could be interested in Disney Plus, so that people could keep going to the theaters. They're going to lose more money off of this, and they're going to lose people's interest. Again, I know that people might start to love the MCU if Deadpool 3 is good, and also if they don't release too many things in 2024. Because like I said, I don't know if any more shows are really releasing, at least off the top of my head. but it just feels like there's just too many things still. And I'm excited to see these projects, but I wish they would just have a direction so that I can be more excited for them. My last reason here, honestly, is the one that almost just breaks my heart the most. I genuinely have a feeling that none of the executives, directors, presidents, whether it's Kevin Feige or some lesser known people, I have a feeling that they literally do not know what they are doing anymore. And I really mean that. I know that some people are going to say, no, that's crazy. It's their job. Guys, I think they literally just lost the magic. They lost touch with their fan base. They're not listening to any of the fans' complaints for the past 3 years. See, the way that I see things is like, okay, in 2021, that's when they were starting to release a lot of things. And, fans were like okay with it because, it just started phase 4 or whatever. But the thing is, once we got into 2022, now we're at the end of 2023. They've had time to make adjustments, to listen to the fans. And they just keep making the same mistakes. We have no future, we have no direction, and I don't trust them to turn the ship around and try to actually direct us in a good direction. It just feels directionless. It feels like everything that's coming out now is just meaningless, and it just hurts because it doesn't feel like they actually care about us. And as a fan of the MCU, that really hurts to hear, man. So yeah, guys, that's going to just about do it for today. Comment down below if you're excited, if you're not excited for the future of the MCU, anything about movies in general, I'll answer you. Thank you guys for watching this video. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.